Hello everyone, welcome to Stilt video series. For a while now, and your J1 visa has served you well, but you are pursuing new avenues and looking to get another type of visa. What are your options and how can you change your visa status? More importantly, how will you cover the costs involved? Below, we take you through the steps on how you can apply for a J1 to H1B change of status, or even change your status from J1 to F1. We also show you how you can finance these changes with a personal loan from Stilt. What is a J1 visa? J1 visas are only for a specific group of non-immigrants who are mainly in the US to take part in work and study-based visitor exchange programs. J1 visa holders are in the US for programs that regard the promotion of knowledge and skills, or for exchange in the fields of education, sciences, and arts. Typical fields of work and study include the following: students, au pair and educare, teachers, physicians from abroad, government academic program participants. Can a J1 visa holder change their visa status? Generally, a J1 visa holder can change their status, provided all the requirements are met. Your unique situation and your efforts will, however, determine your success. The biggest obstacle you might face is the 2-year foreign residency requirement. 2-year foreign residency requirement. Before you go apply for the change of visa status, you need to understand the following requirements with changing a J1 visa. There are some categories of J1 visa owners who need to fulfill a cumulative 2-year foreign residency period before they can apply for any other visa. This means you need to stay outside of the US for 2 years, preferably in your home country, before you can apply for a change of status, for example, a J1 to H1B change of status. Who is subject to the 2-year foreign residency requirement? Here is a short list of the groups of people who need to fulfill the 2-year requirement before being able to change status. J1 owners who are government funding recipients, US or international. J1 owners who studied or worked in the field of the skills that are necessary in their countries of residency. Persons who took part in a graduate medical training program in the US, part of the Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates. Can the 2-year foreign residency be waived? There are special circumstances under which a J1 visa owner does not have to fulfill the 2-year foreign residency period before being eligible to change the status of their visa. You need to fulfill one of the scenarios below to be eligible for a J1 status change 2-year foreign residency waiver. No objection from the US Embassy in your home country. The US Embassy or consulate in your home country gives you consent through a no objection letter, granting you permission to change your visa status. Request by an interested U.S. government agency. A U.S. government agency lays claim that you are an integral part of a program and cannot leave it for 2 years. Fear of persecution in your home country. You can prove beyond reasonable doubt that you will be persecuted in your home country and you would like to seek asylum in the U.S. Exceptional hardship to your U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse or child. Your spouse or children are citizens or permanent residents with a green card in the US, or they will experience exceptional hardship if you have to leave for 2 years. The USCIS, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, would like to see hardship beyond emotional, economic, or language difficulties. An example can be that your child or spouse will be persecuted in your home country. Request by a State Department of Health. Foreign medical graduates who have been granted a job offer from a state-owned healthcare facility that will start within 90 days of them receiving a waiver. The areas must be in need of doctors, and the applicant needs to show a willingness to work for 3 years. These requirements for a waiver need proof. You need to work with the USCIS and government authorities in your local area to get the necessary information or proof captured to state your case. Benefits of changing your J1 visa status. You probably already thought about some of the benefits of changing your J1 to H1B status, or you would like a J1 to F1 change of status. Here are some more benefits of a J1 to H1B or J1 to F1 change of status. Prolongs your stay in the US. A J1 visa completes as soon as your visitor or exchange program has ended. Your J1 visa has a grace period upon the completion of your program. The grace period usually lasts for 30 days, which will give you time to return home. But changing your J1 to F1 visa, for instance, will allow you to stay in the US for much longer. Your new visa is no longer bound to the exchange program that got you into the US in the first place. Opens new job opportunities, H1B. A J1 to H1B change of status will open up many job opportunities. H1B visa owners are in the US because of a specialized skill. There is a large need in the US for the skill set that makes an individual eligible for an H1B visa. Naturally, you should be able to find great job opportunities when you are eligible for a J1 to H1B visa change. Allows you to get an education, F1. A J1 to F1 change of status will allow you to get a US education. F1 visa holders are in the US with the main purpose of studying. But F1 visa holders may also work on their campuses for 20 hours or less per week. They do not need permission from authorities to work those 20 hours per week. During holidays and recess, the F1 visa holder can work full-time on campus, 40 hours per week. After the first year of studies, the F1 visa holder can apply at USCIS for the permission to work at other jobs off campus. This visa will help you get an education, and it will allow you to get some work experience in your field of studies as well. How to change from J1 to H1B. Let's say you want a J1 to H1B change of status for your visa. That's great! Here are a few important things that you need to understand and comply with to get your visa status changed. H1B eligibility and job eligibility. There are eligibility criteria in place to govern H1B visa grants. You need to meet one of the following. You must have a completed bachelor's degree or higher in the field of your specialized skill set. The qualification must be obtained from an accredited U.S. institution or a recognized foreign school. You must be the owner of an unrestricted state license, certification, or registration that allows you to hold a job in the field of your specialized skill in the state you will be living in. Your job also needs to be eligible to grant you an H1B visa. It needs to meet one of the following criteria. The job needs a minimum entry requirement of a bachelor's degree or higher. The nature of the job's requirements and tasks need a skill level of someone with the aforementioned degree or experience equivalent to it. The employer requires a degree or equivalent to fulfill the job. Annual H1B Cap. Every year, there are more people applying for H1B visas than the total H1B visas granted by the government. The 2019 cap is 65,000, with an additional 20,000 for master's degree holders. How to apply for a J1 to H1B change of status. Let's look at how to apply for your J1 to H1B visa change. 1. Find an H1B sponsor. Your H1B visa is dependent on a job offer from an employer who is willing to be your sponsor. There are many ways to find an H1B visa sponsor. Get yours and move on to the next step in the process. 2. Employer submits Labor Conditions Approval or LCA. Your employer will file an LCA to start the application process after you've been hired. The LCA is filed at the Department of Labor or DOL. The LCA filing states details about your employment like salary, working conditions, and location. Basically, the DOL would like to know that you will be treated fairly and equally as residents in your field of work and state of residence in the U.S. would be. 3. Employer submits Form I-129. Once the LCA has been approved, your employer will file the petition for a non-immigrant worker, Form I-129. This application needs the application fee, documents stating your education and experience evaluation, training certificates, professional membership documents, your resume, employment agreement, and the letter of support from your employer. 4. Applicant completes application at a U.S. embassy or consulate. You need to wait for the petition to be approved. Then you need to go to the U.S. embassy or consulate in your home country to process your new visa. It should take between 2 to 3 days, but it may differ in your home country. Cost of a J1 to H1B status change. The law requires an employer to pay the cost involved with filing an H1B visa application. The DOL actually does audits to confirm if only the employer paid the fees, even if the employee offered to pay themselves. This is put in place to protect the American workforce. There are great benefits to changing your status from J1 to H1B. Don't let the cost involved hold you back. Apply for a non-resident personal loan from Stilt today to help you finance your status change. We hope this video has been helpful to you. At Stilt, we provide financial services for immigrants and the underserved. Subscribe to our channel and visit stilt.com for more details.